Guys, you wouldn't believe what happened. You wouldn't believe the events that had just occurred between the last episode and this one. We robbed a bank, we stole a cow, and long story short, we got put in the big house. We are officially prisoners in the jail at Pyrite Town. It goes to show that crime doesn't pay after all. That guy in the outskirts stand was right at the beginning. It's not worth it. Trust me. Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Colosseum. At the end of the last episode, we finished exploring Pyrite Cave, defeated Miror B, rescued Plusle, and I guess temporarily brought peace, a little bit at least, to Pyrite Town. A town that's been known to be full of thugs and chaos and lawlessness, and I guess we have been here long enough to be able to experience that. Yeah, but I'm obviously just kidding. I have an open door here. I wasn't actually locked in that cell. I just wanted to kind of obviously be funny. We do have, of course, the key to all these cells. You can go and open these doors again. There's really nothing to find in here. It is just kind of cool that you have the ability to explore inside of them. These guys are still in here, though. You can tell us obvious lies, but we are still not going to leave this safe place. What? Miror B left town? Are you kidding me? You can tell us obvious lies, but we're still not going to leave this place. All right, so I guess nothing's going to convince these guys to want to leave their prison cells, unfortunately. So we'll leave them to it. That's their choice. We're not going to force them to do what they don't want to do. What do we have here? Ah, I might be imagining it, but the town's air feels somewhat less dirty. But not all is well. I can feel the presence of black auras coming from Shadow Pokémon. Wow, Fatine, nothing escapes your notice. There is, but nothing that eludes the notice of my fortune telling. The key to freeing Pokemon from that black aura, well, it is in the north, my friends. Up north? That's where my grandpa lives. Awkward. Oh no, I forgot. I was on my way to visit Grandpa. He lives in Agate Village. That's north of here. Ooh, that being north may be no mere coincidence. Your answer may be there. Oh, my grandpa was a famous trainer when he was young. Maybe my grandpa would know something. Let's go and see him, Wes. We've only known you for, what, a few days and we're already visiting your family? The key for lifting the black ore from Pokemon, it appears to be in the north. You should visit Agate Village where the girl's grandfather lives. But apparently we've only known the girl for a few days and I guess she's expecting us to meet her family. So I guess we're going to go ahead and do that. First, I want to take a quick pit stop back to another location. And it is the outskirts stand. If we come back here, go back into the cafe, we can stock up on some more items. What I want to do is, I think I'm going to go ahead and just, mainly just want to restock up on some Pokeballs. We are a little bit short. We used up quite a bit in the Pyrite building as well as the cave. We had a lot of Shadow Pokemon that we did capture and encounter. Go ahead and buy some Great Balls as well because we are definitely going to be needing those very soon. Pokeballs are probably not going to do the trick for what's coming up, so we have received breaking news. Miror B, the brutal crime lord of Pyrite Town, has been defeated and driven out of town. Reports claim that two young people were behind Miror B's downfall. Their identities and where they came from are unknown. Thanks to their heroic work, Pyrite Town should hopefully return to its peaceful ways. Look at that. Two teenagers saving the day. Oh my, you even visited Pyrite Town with its awful notoriety? Compared to that place, Fennec City's 100 times more beautiful. Couldn't agree more, my friend. My, aren't you and your Pokemon strong? Watching you bedazzled me. Why, if I were 10 years younger, I'd grab hold and wouldn't leave your side. A little too much information there, lady. I don't know why you're so excited. Recently, there's been nothing but bad news, which should be a good piece of news every now and then. Yeah, we can always hope for that. These guys are so hopeful inside of the outskirts stand. I'm back in Pyrite Town. We'll talk to some people and see if there's any updated news or maybe some more interesting texts that we haven't seen from them. Aye, that's scary. Take a look down there. It feels like it's going to suck you right in. Actually, this crevice leads to another town we call the Under. Nowadays, almost no one comes or goes from here to the Under, though. Very interesting. Let's see if this guy has anything new to say. I got Fatine, Pyrite's mother, to read my fortune. She told me that my stomach will never ache during the next challenge. I blew it, though. I forgot to ask if I'd win or not. What a jokester. This guy is just obsessed over this loss that he had. Drat, it sounds like you can't get one of those awesome Pokemon if Miror B's not around. I'll just have to toughen up my Pokemon with the TMs you get for winning challenges so it can beat those awesome Pokemon. So no more Shadow Pokemon are being delivered in the Pyrite Colosseum. Very good. Looks like we have made a difference already in just a short amount of time that we were here. But now I think it's time to actually take on the Pyrite Colosseum, because now that you have kind of done what you needed to do in the main story, you can actually challenge it at any time. And you're going to face 4 challenges again, but this time for reals. So battles are double battle style, we know this already. You will win the challenge if you defeat 4 trainers in a row, just like we did before. And of course, there is actually a big cash prize, a TM, that we can also win. We got the TM Toxic the first time we took it on, so I'm wondering what we get this time around. But it is time to rematch the Pyrite Colosseum, so let's go. Ah, it's great Miror B's gone. We can battle with no strings attached. Roller Boy Azal, he's got a Teddy Ursa. Holy sh**, level 50. I thought these guys were like in their level 30s or 40s or something. Level 50? We're not gonna do this. This is not gonna be good. Oh goodness. Too bad things didn't work out for you this time. Please enter again. All right, yeah, that was actually a mistake. For some reason I was thinking that they were much lower level than that, the trainers. So I guess it's not recommended to come back here unless you have pretty much almost cleared the main story. One other thing we can do here before actually leaving Pyrite to go to Agate is go back into the Pyrite building. If you remember this woman blocking this like elevator looking area, well, if you actually talk to her, too bad for you, this elevator is off limits. We can battle her. Believe it or not, Chaser Kai. Yeah, I actually skipped by her the first time we were in the building, but now we're gonna take her on. She has a Fanpy and a Trapinch. Looks like she specializes in ground types. I think we have the answer to that. We're gonna throw out Quagsire and Swablu. Even though Swablu is probably not gonna do a whole lot. Pretty decent. We still need to gain it some more experience, even though it did start off at a higher level than all of our other Pokemon. But we also need to work on the. We also still need to work on opening the door to its heart, because as you can see, there's still shadowy aura that is filled in those meters. And pretty much everybody else in our Pokemon team has emptied that. So Swablu is a little bit behind. It's actually pretty close to being even with everybody else, though. It doesn't have much left to go. One simple surf will take down Trapinch. And it looks like Vampy will be next on the list. So not too bad. Yeah, just mainly wanted to show this battle off because, you know, we didn't before. It is, I guess, technically optional now because we can't really do anything here yet. I'll kind of talk about it here once we get done with the battle, or really show that off a little bit more specifically. But I just wanted to, you know, show it off since we're here. I meant to do this when we were here the first time, just to kind of see, you know, show what she had. She doesn't have any Shadow Pokemon, unfortunately, but you know, might as well show it. This didn't happen. You saw nothing. I hate to break it to you, man, but it actually did. You're no longer dreaming. No matter what, this elevator is off limits. All right, we're gonna ignore that. The elevator to the basement. The door is locked, and unfortunately, yeah, we actually don't have a key to it. We can try the jail key. It doesn't work. It's the only key we actually have in our inventory. But unfortunately, as you can see, we can do nothing with that yet. But now it is finally time to set out for Agate Village, our next location, a lush green town that is peacefully populated by old, former ace trainers. Let's go. We have Rui's grandpa waiting for us. Let's see him. Oh, here we are. This is where my grandpa and grandma live. The air tastes a lot different here. It's been so long. Okay, well, let's get going. I bet they're worried about me not getting here. Believe it or not, this place right here, it has to be one of my all-time favorite locations in Pokemon Colosseum. I've talked a lot about Fennec City, but this place really takes the cake. Why? Welcome to Agate Village. This village is home to trainers who were once considered experts, and of course, they're Pokemon. I think that it's too early for you people to settle here. You're a little young. Well, don't judge a book by its cover. You don't really know how old we are, do we? Probably, or do you? We go in here. We have a cute little Torchic. Very cool. I like that. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Oh, you're Eagun's granddaughter, aren't you? Come to think of it, he's been telling everyone that you're coming for a visit. He seemed awfully pleased. Well, that sounds good. Just wanted to kind of get a little bit familiar with the neighborhood, so to speak. We go around the side of that house. We have quite a bit of view here. This place literally looks like it's heaven. I mean, come on, look at the clouds. Looks like we're in some sort of location in the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword or something. I'm not sure. If we head inside this little crevice, there was actually a little hidden cave in here. 2 item boxes await us. First one contains a silk scarf, very nice item. The second one has 2 Ultra Balls, very nice indeed, very nice finds. We are, of course, going to want to save those for much later catches that we have coming up. Or maybe some tougher Shadow Pokemon that we may encounter. But for now, we're going to head up this way. We have another old timer there. We have really nothing to do over on that side. Oh, when I looked into your eyes, excitement boiled over in my blood. What do you say, kiddo? How about we have a heated battle, you and I? I'm not against fighting, sorry. Oh, but don't be that way. It's not often I get the urge as much these days. Okay, I kind of feel bad for the guy. You never know when he's going to have an opportunity like this ever again. We'll take him on. We might as well give the old timer something to do, living out the rest of his years here. This place is essentially a, if you haven't obviously gotten the hint, it's essentially a retirement village for old ace trainers that used to be like professional trainers. So kind of cool. This guy has a Machop and a C-Dot, so we're going to probably be pretty fine here. But yeah, I have to say this, again, is one of my favorite locations in the game, not only because of the music is awesome, but I mean, look at this environment. We're in a lush green, beautiful, like foresty type of area here. You know, it's a nice, quiet, peaceful village with, you know, a bunch of elderly reside here, but these are people that are just here resting, kind of, you know, retiring essentially from Pokemon battling, and it just feels so peaceful here, and the vibes here are completely nice. Like, the vibes here are just awesome. Everything feels so calm. Like, this is a place I would retire and live here, you know, for the rest of my years once I, you know, got old enough, of course. I'm probably not too far away from that now, as old as I feel, but I don't know, I just love it. You can see the waterfall back there in the background. Like, the battlefield even looks really cool. It's nice and spacious. I know I talked a lot about Phoenix City being cool with all the waterfalls and the water surrounding the buildings and streaming down like the boundary of the city. But this place really takes the cake for me, and I would have to say this probably takes precedent over Phoenix City as far as my favorite location. Phoenix City's probably a close second, I would say. It's very, very close, but this place just takes the cake for me because it just feels like a nice, peaceful location that you wouldn't normally expect in a game like this that has such a dark story, especially knowing what we just went through. I mean, we just took on one of the, you know, one of the higher ups within the Cypher organization that were stealing Pokemon, giving them out to trainers. You know, the Pokemon that they were filling their hearts with black aura. Like, everything about this story is just so dark, and you get a little bit of a step back from that. You know, kind of can step away from the darkness, and things just feel so relaxing. It's so refreshing to come to an area that just feels so opposite of what we've already seen. I don't know, I have nothing but great things to say about this place, and I just love it, I have to say. So we're going to just soak it in while we're here. We're going to finish off this battle, though, of course, with Machop. That will be nothing once we have... Machop, of course, is going to be nothing because we have Espeon. And gains a little bit more experience there. It looks like he also has a Furret, so nothing that we haven't seen already before. We'll go ahead and give Swablu a little bit more experience here. That way we can kind of start opening more of the... that way we can work on that shadowy aura that's still filling the door to its heart. Very nice. C-Dot goes down. But yeah, this place is just so peaceful, man. I just love it. I have no other words to say other than it's just amazing. So go and finish Furret off here. And it's actually pretty inspiring in a way to think that these people are retiring here. But like this guy in particular, he's, you know, kind of bored. You know, they probably don't get a lot of company. They're probably used to seeing the same faces over and over. Their neighbors, they have probably, you know, gotten to know pretty well. Everybody's, you know, a nice little family unit, you know, sort of thing. So it's kind of nice that they, you know, still want to do some battling even after all the years that they've done. That was a good workout. And I'm glad that we got this guy back into the battlefield and we were able to kind of, you know, make him feel a little bit better about himself. It seems like he's a little bit lonely. Ooh, my, you are tough. I haven't been this excited in years. Oh, I like that. However, the Pokemon you use appear to be troubled somehow. They are frighteningly strong, but they are somehow cold. Am I imagining that they are keeping their hearts close tight? No, my friend, you are not wrong about that. Unfortunately, we will take care of that very soon, though. We have a shop here in Agate Village, of course. Nothing really new here. Feel free to stock up on more healing items, revives, whatever you need. Because, of course, That is always going to be useful in this game. And I think it's actually a good idea to go ahead and buy some more super potions. We might need those. I'll go ahead and grab a couple of hyper potions as well, because those do heal more. Grab a few full heals. Never know, we're going to need to cure a status problem there. Very nice. Have you ever battled the Fennec Colosseum? Not long ago, I won a challenge and they gave me a TM. Why don't you enter too? This place is a retirement village for senior citizens, but for some reason we see a lot of visiting young trainers. There seems to be a rumor that this village has a secret but sure way of becoming close to their Pokemon. Very interesting, very interesting. That may be something we might want to encounter, because we are in need of that, definitely, with our team being very shadowy, if you will. What do we have here? Wait a second, could it be Rui? Is that you? I thought so. Last time I saw you were this little tiny thing. Now look at you, growing up to be a real beauty. Oh, please stop it. But I shouldn't keep you. Eagun has worried about you. Don't waste any time. You should go see him. I guess this is where Rui's grandpa Eagun lives. We travel, or if we explore a little bit more, we have a Mightyena here. Why, if it isn't Rui, it's been too long. Is that young man your boyfriend? Haha, I know why you're back. You came to introduce your boyfriend to Eagun, didn't you? Well, really, I should introduce my boyfriend to you. You see, my boyfriend is this Mightyena here. That's... Alright, that's interesting. Nice little gorgeous waterfall. That's the same waterfall we saw in the background in that battle. Leave your Pokemon with the daycare lady in the village. Most Pokemon will come back in a much happier state of mind. You should give her a try. Leave a Pokemon with her and see how it likes it. Very interesting. So they actually do have a daycare here. If you're familiar with the mainline Pokemon games, of course, daycares are how you actually level up your Pokemon without having them in battles. They will do so by just staying with a daycare person, which looks like is this lady right here. I am the daycare lady. I can raise a Pokemon for you if you like. Have you a Pokemon you'd like me to raise? Actually, we're not going to do that at this time, but thank you for the offer. We can come back and see her if we'd like to do that. Again, nice way to level up our Pokemon. Hi, I'm the name rater. I'm a fortune teller of names. I should be pleased to rate your Pokemon's nickname. Which Pokemon's nickname should I divine? So here we can actually name our Pokemon. You cannot do any Shadow Pokemon if you try. That Pokemon doesn't seem to consider you its rightful trainer. You should come back once you've earned its trust as its trainer. You unfortunately cannot name any Shadow Pokemon. You have to wait until they are no longer Shadow Pokemon, unfortunately. But we do have a Pokemon that is not a Shadow Pokemon. And it is, of course, Espeon. Espeon, is it? That's a fine name you bestowed, but why? Its luckiness is supreme. But are you thinking of a slightly better name? Actually, believe it or not, after much thought, I think it is time to give our Espeon a new name. So I really thought long and hard about nicknaming my Espeon, and I came up with a couple of potential names that I thought were really fitting. The first one being Sol Invictus, which essentially is actually Latin for invincible sun or unconquered sun. Knowing that Espeon is actually an evolution of Eevee that can only happen in the daytime, I thought this was very fitting because Sol Invictus was also the official sun god of the later Roman Empire. However, as you can see, we unfortunately cannot fit that entire name in here. I probably could abbreviate it, shorten it down, maybe just leave it as Sol, but I felt like that was kind of weak and I had a better idea instead. I decided to go with the name Apollo because Apollo is the Olympian god of light, so I thought that was very fitting as well. So, and with Espeon being male, I think Apollo it is. So yeah, so I think Apollo is the best fitting name for Espeon. The god of light that is male. I don't know what it is, but somehow this nickname just kind of rejuvenates Espeon and kind of gives it a whole new look, in my opinion. So very nice. We're going to go with that one. And of course, the rest of them, we are going to have to wait until later on once they are no longer shadows. So very interesting. That was one of the important things I definitely wanted to take care of while we were in Agate Village. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and explore a little bit more of the village now that we have gotten that out of the way. We head up this way. This is actually the highest point of Agate Village. Again, a nice beautiful waterfall. And who do we have here? We have a Taillow. Very cool. Oh, I want to talk to this guy. You see this? My Taillow brings me berries from somewhere every day. Here, I'll share one with you. And he gives us a prism berry? I can't remember what it's called. If you like, feel free to visit every so often. I'll share berries with you if my tailor brings me some. So kind of cool. This guy will give you berries every now and then, and once you revisit Agate Village. Usually he'll give you a different berry every time, but I usually always forget to come back here, and I probably will do that again in this playthrough. But it is nice if you want to stock up on some berries. The only chance you actually get to obtain berries in the game, so kind of nice. We of course have another Pokemon Center located right here in the village. We'll go ahead and heal up our Pokemon since we just did a battle not too long ago. Get them all nice and rejuvenated for the events that are about to unfold. We'll take a look at what we got going on here. Looks like Swablu is still in hyper mode from the last battle. Gonna swap around a few Pokemon here. I came to tap the knowledge of the villagers about Pokemon. After all, even though they're retired, they were all great trainers in their prime. I've given up on battling, but I never neglect checking the health of my Pokemon. Ow, my back. It seems that I should be the one getting my health checked. He has a Trico, which is very cool. One of my favorite Pokemon from the Hoenn region. And I think that's pretty much most of the stuff we can find here in Agate Village for now. There is, of course, a tunnel down there. We actually don't want to go down there quite yet. We will be doing that very soon, though. For now, I think it's time to head into this house. It's the only other house we have not explored. And who do we have here? Oh, a giant Wobbuffet, man. These things are huge looking in this game. My goodness. Ah, Rui, you finally arrived. Oh, and you're with a friend, too. I know it's hardly any of my business, but it pays to choose your friends carefully. Right you are, my friend, right you are. Ah, it's Eagun's beloved Rui. Or was it Rui's beloved Eagun? Now, which are you? Okay, so this guy's a little bit, may have had a little too much today. I'm not sure. He's watching the news. Maybe he's all psyched out about something. Not too sure what's going on there. We'll go ahead down here. And I think that's actually... Oh, Rui, you alright? Oh, sir, can you... Oh, thank you. Alright, yeah, he was in your way. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was going to happen. Want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I think that's about everything we can find here for now. Oh, actually... There's actually an item box down there. I'm trying to remember how to get that. Trying to brainstorm a little bit. I believe we actually go behind Rui's grandfather's house. Yeah, right here. And it's like a gigantic tree, by the way. That thing is crazy looking. He essentially took residence inside of an old tree. I'm not sure. We have an item box down here. And it is actually an experience share. A very, very nice item. Probably one of the best you're going to find in the game. Pretty self-explanatory. If any Pokemon are not actually in battle and they're holding that, they will still gain experience from the battle anyhow. We didn't go over a couple of items that we already obtained in some of the recent episodes, like the Macho Brace, which is a held item that promotes growth but reduces speed, and the Silk Scarf, which is a nice item that raises the power of normal type moves. Very nice if you have a Pokemon that knows mostly normal type moves, as of course it will add a boost to that. Yeah, so now it is actually time to finally head inside of Eagun's house, and that is the name of Rui's grandfather. A little nervous, but I think it's time to finally meet the guy. Oh, what do we have here? Grandpa Eagun, Grandma Bella, I missed you. Ah, Rui, welcome, welcome. We heard that you were coming, but then you didn't arrive. We were worried about you, dear. You finally arrived. What held you up? I had just this terrible time. On the way here, I was abducted by these creepy people, and luckily I was saved by Wes, who happened to be there by coincidence. Oh, how frightful. Thank you so much for saving our granddaughter. But why would anyone want to harm Rui? Probably because I can see those bizarre Pokemon. They're Shadow Pokémon. Pokemon that have been turned into fighting machines with hearts of darkness. Shadow Pokémon? What on earth is that? Well... Help! There's trouble! Eagun, it's a serious situation. Some outsiders went into the Relic Forest and... What? Who are they? I don't know. They shoved me aside and... That's enough talk. It can't wait. I'm off. Alright, so we got trouble brewing already. Damn, that didn't take long. Outsiders fouling the Relic Forest? This mustn't happen, but I worry for my husband even more so. Rui, dear, please go after him. Alright, so I guess we are following in their footsteps. We don't have time to even look around the house or anything. Let me tell you, I've never seen Eagun run quite as fast as he just did. I would say that he could even outrun me at his age. Yeah, that's Pretty awesome, though. He must be in shape. I mean, he has to be probably one of the best Pokemon trainers if he's retired in this village, so... We're gonna chase after them and see what the hell's going on. Man, we just cannot escape trouble even in a peaceful village like this. What's all the commotion about? Is it a track meet for the old folks? Gee, they're energetic. Wow, that was kind of funny, actually. We're gonna now head into this tunnel, but I think there's actually something else we can find down here. If we head over to the right, we can actually go this way underneath this little underpass or overpass, whatever you want to call it. And aha, I had a feeling. Item box, another one. And we have a Quick Claw, another really good item that will essentially boost the speed of any Pokemon holding it and allow them to actually strike first, even if they're slow. Very nice item. I think we're actually going to give that to Quagsire, because Quagsire is probably one of the slowest Pokemon we have, if not the slowest. So definitely going to be getting some use out of that. So very nice. Now it's time to head into the tunnel. We need to find out what all this commotion is actually about. So we'll make sure we have our Pokemon lined up and ready to go. I think we're actually set. I have who I want in the front there. What do we have here? Oh no, here we go. Hey, what? Here comes another meddler. That old man earlier, he trampled me when I let down my guard, but that won't happen again. Oh geez, these guys who just can't get away from them. Cypher Peon Dubbin. Dubbin? I'm not sure. But she is going to have a Spiel and a Carvanha. So very nice. So it looks like, unfortunately, yeah, we still haven't gotten away from these Cypher Peons. They are actually infiltrating Agate Village. Such a peaceful place for retirement. You know, all these senior citizens living here, and they actually have the nerve to come here and cause trouble. These guys are much lower than we ever thought they were. So luckily, we have Bayleaf to take care of these water types. So this is going to be pretty much no challenge at all. Of course, it's resistant to any surf or water moves that they're going to throw at us. Swablu is looking really nice there. The bar to its door to its heart is pretty much all the way open. Just as the other ones as well in our party. Shadow Rush. Nice, critical hit because it is still in hyper mode. Very cool. Ooh, Rock Smash. We haven't seen that move be used yet in this game. Not going to do a Thane to Swablu, of course, though, because it's flying. But yeah, so it looks like we still have some more trouble that's brewing here in Agate. So yeah, these guys just don't know when to give up. Maybe they're a little bit salty about the recent defeat of their admin Miror B. I'm not sure. Or maybe they're up to something else very nasty. So we're going to take care of it. Unfortunately, we lost Swablu there, but we're now going to throw out Flaffy because we need to get it a little bit more experience as well. I haven't really used Flaffy in quite some time, so I think it's time to send it out into battle. Heal goes down. And so does Carvanha. Not too shabby. Ouchies. Now they're reverting back to their child state, like once again every time they lose. Get over $1,000 there, very nice. The money's definitely going to add up more. Why are the villagers here so ridiculously strong? I don't know, maybe because they're former ace trainers? Maybe something along those lines, I'm not sure. You probably shouldn't have, once again, judged the book by its cover. They're old people, but they can kick your ass, that's for sure. No, forget about it, you're not going any further. We have Cypher Peon Silton. Interesting name. Maybe these guys are so wound up tight because of their names. Maybe their mothers didn't love them as children. I don't know. Just a thought. Don't want to judge them though, because that's what they're doing to us and the old people. Looks like he's specializing in grass types. Probably don't have the right Pokemon out in front here right now, but we can still make work. We can still make do with this. Shroomish and Cacnea, not too bad. Give Shroomish a nice body slam. We still have a chance of paralyzing it. And of course, Flaffy, the best we can do with it is going to be Shadow Rush for now. Thunder's not going to really do much to grass types. But yeah, I have to say that that has to be one of the worst pieces of news that this village has ever received. I'm not sure if they've gotten much trouble like this in the past, but you kind of have to put yourself in their shoes a little bit. Like, you're retiring, you think everything, you know, all of the hard work in life is over. You know, you did your deed, you battled it out as a Pokemon trainer, as an ace Pokemon trainer, I should emphasize. And now this crap happens. You know, you have to kind of sympathize with these people a little bit. Like, yeah, they're elderly and like that's not their fault. Like, they're just getting older. They don't get a lot of company, but I'm sure this is not really what they had in mind. You know what I mean? So you kind of feel for these people. It's a little bit of a disappointing news to kind of have this happen to you, especially all, you know, very suddenly. And I'm sure they've been watching the news and you know, getting themselves all paranoid and you know, kind of agitated and things like that. So it's kind of honestly it's probably actually very stressful to witness all this happening in real time now. So very, very sad that this is going on. Roadblock attempt failed. Like usual, Cypher Peon is always going to fail. Ah, Fooey, I'm not feeling well today. Yeah, go tell that to your boss. I'm sure you'll get some great feedback from that. We know how that goes. I'm going to go ahead and actually send Apollo in front. I think it's a much better move for what we have coming up here now. And I think it's time to finally go through here. Never mind. Yeah, you kind of did scare me a little bit. I actually forgot you came from the ceiling of the cave. That's kind of an awkward position. I don't know how long you were up there, but that couldn't have been the most comfortable place to be. Looks like she's going to have a ball toy and a Ralt, so nothing too complicated here. Again, we're still not even seeing anything tough yet. We have made it a decent way through the game in the main story, but we haven't really gotten to any actual challenging trainers yet. They are kind of upping the level a little bit. Looks like we're at level 35 now. So although it doesn't look like it, other than Espeon on my team, or Apollo I should say, everybody on my team, you can't really tell what level they are because of course they're so shadows, but for the most part I think they can hold their own still. So now she's going to send out a Curlia, and that's actually more like it. That's probably the strongest Pokemon we've actually faced up until now, I would say, other than the Pokemon I've captured for my team, of course. Still isn't going to be enough though, because Bayleaf has a pretty decent special defense still, so not too bad. I was actually hoping Razor Leaf was going to do more than that, unfortunately, on Ball Toy, but it is part Psychic, so we have to keep that in mind. But yeah, man, this is quite a predicament here. These guys just never let off the gas, unfortunately. Go ahead and finish Curly off with a return. Another great opportunity to gain a lot of experience, though, especially if you're under-leveled by, you know, you probably won't know it by now because you have Shadow Pokemon still at this point, but if you're under-leveled at this point, or just really need and are desperate for experience, great opportunity here, just like the Pyrite areas, to gain a lot more of that. So I'm going to go ahead and actually heal up Bayleaf with Synthesis. I just want to make sure it does not go down somehow accidentally. I'm going to continue with Razor Leaf, and we're actually going to hit Return, or hit Ball Play with a Return. It is part Psychic, so I'm not sure Psybeam will do a whole lot, even though Return didn't do as much as I would have liked. Confusion. Pretty weak, not going to lie. And you would think that these guys, like, as much defeat that we just caused them in, like, Pyrite Town and Phoenix City, you would think they would, like, up their game, or at least knew, you know, had some sort of idea that we were going to come here or foil their plans, but they just didn't, you know, they just didn't care enough, I guess. Whatever, easy enough for us. I'm shocked over this loss. How, though? Like, I mean, how many of you guys have we already taken out by this point? Like, can you really be that surprised? Come on now. Little boy, you're shockingly strong. Don't call me a little boy, even though I'm like, what, 13, 16? I think they're actually canonically, like, Wes is 16 or 17, I believe. I think I've been joking about his age in a previous episode. Oh, Rui, Eagun's in a heap of trouble. What shall we do? What shall we do? Eagun might be the mythical trainer, but he's pushing his luck if he thinks he can battle at his age. I mean, the dude's pretty much Gandalf with that giant, beautiful flowing hair, that gigantic beard. Like, you, who are you? What are you doing here? Although you may ask why we are here, we simply cannot answer that. I can see that you are a senior citizen, but I cannot allow you to interfere with our affairs. You're the ones interfering. Shady creeps like you, I'll personally take care of you. Now, someone so old shouldn't overdo it. Don't take me for a fool. I'll have you know I was once hailed the most powerful trainer. Ooh, this isn't all either. I have a comrade with whom I've been through with thick and thin. This is the first Pokemon I got, and it's been with me ever since. Okay, Pikachu, we haven't battled this much in a while, so let's keep focused. Ooh. So we have now witnessed our first battle that we are not actually participating in, and it's actually the only time this happens in the game. And it is between Myth Trainer Eagun in the Cypher Peon creep. We have Pikachu versus Hitmontop. So this is going to be an interesting battle. Wow, his Pikachu is very high leveled, it looks like. Much higher level than Hitmontop. So let's see how this plays out a little bit here. Hitmontop is a Shadow Pokémon, so that pretty much by default means it's a lot stronger. And holy hell, it also is evolved. Pikachu is not fully evolved, so that could be a problem for Eagun. Let the battle get underway. Pikachu is obviously one of my favorite Pokemon, and just like many other people as well, we'll probably share that same idea. Or share that same opinion. But unfortunately, it looks like Eagun was defeated. Very sad, but he gave it his all. I gotta say, he's probably a lot stronger than us in a single battle with a level 50 Pikachu, I have to say. He did pretty good. Didn't I say already? An old man shouldn't overdo it. Grandpa, Pikachu! Pika! How dare you? You'll never get away with this. Ah, now here's someone who may show me a more enjoyable time. Very well, on guard. Now it is our turn to take this guy on. What a scumbag. So this time, he's actually going to engage in a double battle. I don't know why he thought that... I guess Eagun only had the one Pokemon, so I guess that makes sense. But he's going to start off actually with Geodude and Why Not. So he's not showing his hand quite yet. He's going to save Hitmontop for later. But if you haven't already guessed it by now, yeah, Hitmontop is actually a Shadow Pokemon this guy holds. And we are actually going to make an attempt to snag it, of course. It is a little bit more intimidating, though, because we did see earlier that it was a level 38. That can cause problems for you if you haven't built up a nice team by now. I will say that. I think with my team, I'm pretty much in a good position to take it on. But, you know, we won't get ahead of ourselves here. We'll kind of see how this plays out a little bit more. I'm not really too worried about these two, though. Geodude's going to be taken out with this one Razor Leaf because it's rock type, and of course it is super effective against it. Very nice. Nothing intimidating about that. Good start. And next he's going to send out Clamperl. Again, nothing too frightening yet. Why Not can be a little bit of a pain because it can use Mirror Coat. To send back attacks back at you. But I think we're strong enough to be able to take it. Go and use Psybomb, yeah. We're going to use Psybomb on Clamperl real quick. We'll take Clamperl out with a nice Psybeam. Very nice. I actually wasn't sure that was going to do it in one hit, but it did. And now it's time for the one and only Hitmontop. And it is, of course, the Shadow Pokemon that we are about to snag from this creep. I'm going to hit him with another Razor Leaf. No, that's not going to do a whole lot to Why Not. I was kind of counting on that to hit Clamperl, even though it's not in the battle any longer. Does absolutely almost nothing to Hitmontop. Yeah, like I said, if you are not ready for this Hitmontop, this could be your first loss in the game. I know it was mine. If I remember correctly, when I was a kid, I think I lost this battle at least once or twice at the first attempt. So don't feel bad if you do that, or if that if that happens to you, because it most likely will if you're not prepared for it. If you played the game before, if you're just an expert at Pokemon battles, then you're probably good to go. But for me, it looks like we are actually going to have a little bit of a struggle here. It looks like, because Bayleaf was taken down. No sweat off my back. We still have Apollo, of course. And now we're going to actually send out Slugma, even though it's probably not the best move to make, but we need somebody to put it to sleep. So that way it'll make a much easier catch for us. We're going to hit Why Not with Psybeam. No, it's not going to be super effective, but it is dealing more damage. That's what we're looking for there. And that is something to actually be afraid of right there, because Focus Energy is going to essentially increase the critical hit ratio of Hitmontop's attack. We kind of want to, keep an eye out for that. We did hit it with Yawn, though, so that's very nice. That means it will definitely fall asleep in the next turn. And all there's left to do really is just finish off Why Not, because that's the only, it's the only other Pokemon he has other than Hitmontop. I'm going to finish this off strong. Hopefully we can capture the Stain. Triple Kick is a little bit threatening, but can we eat it? Oh, not quite, but we got Yawn off, so that's alright. That's where Slugma did its job. Wasn't expecting it to last too long in this battle in particular, but it did what it needed to do, so that's all that matters in the end. Go and throw Flappy out there now. Tag it in. Okay, no mirror coat for you because we didn't actually directly attack you this time. And there it is. Hitmontop is going fast asleep. Now all that's left is to take care of that Wynot, and then we can focus our attention solely on the Hitmontop. So I will say Hitmontop was actually a Pokemon I was considering using on my team. However, I changed my mind when I decided to go with Swablu. And actually Slugma was a late-minute choice as well. So I was actually going to originally go with, of course, Vibrava, which we don't get till much later on in the game, which will eventually evolve into Flygon, which again isn't really quite worth it in my opinion because it evolves at such a high level that it's pretty much almost like not worth trying to train. But Hitmontop was the other Pokemon I was actually considering using because I've actually used it in several playthroughs in the past, believe it or not. I think it's a pretty decent choice. It can hold its own. It has a decent defense. It's a nice fighting type Pokemon. Unfortunately, the only problem I have with it is it doesn't really learn many great moves, at least starting off. There are a couple of TMs you can teach it later on, especially if you battle like, take on some of the Pokemon stadiums like Pyrite Colosseum, Fennec Colosseum maybe. But overall, it is a pretty stellar choice. I would definitely recommend it if you're not sure or about your Pokemon team, or maybe need to add another member to it. I think Hitmontop is a very, very nice choice. Pretty solid. So we're going to go for the Ultra Ball this time because this one is going to be a challenge capture. It's at about half of its health taken out. So not sure if this is going to do it. No, it's not, but I wasn't really expecting it to do at this point in the battle. We're going to attempt number 2 at Ultra Ball. Catching. We have it a little bit weaker this time. Nope. Only one shake, and that was all it took to release. And it's awake, unfortunately. Flappy was taken out. This is actually getting very close. We're going to try Ultra Ball number 3 now. I'm really, really hoping it doesn't take itself out with the recoil damage that it's getting from Shadow Rush. Come on. Nice. Very nice. That was very close. I was actually not sure if that was going to make that. We were, as you can see, we were just down to Quagsire. That was a very close fight. Probably going to edit most of that off screen. I should have declined. And you probably should have. Kind of like your credit card at the store the other day, right? Am I right? All right. Anyways, I need to stop making jokes. I'm not good at it. I had been instructed to capture Celebi, then destroy the Relic Stone, but matters have not been gone according to plan. I shall have to immediately inform Dakeem, who has gone to Mount Battle. Ooh, he's left behind another shiny. Grandpa, are you okay? I'm fine, but my partner, Pika... Ah, you're safe. Good, good. You battled with honor. If your opponent was any ordinary Pokemon, you would have won. So that was a Shadow Pokemon. Rui and Wes, am I right? Thank you for helping us. We should go home for the time being. That sounds like a good idea to me. You really had me worried. Please don't do anything so rash and dangerous again. I'm sorry, dear, but I couldn't very well let them have their way. Those crooks. They said they were out to capture Celebi and destroy the Relic Stone. Why? Might there be a connection between Celebi and Shadow Pokemon? Oh no, that's no good. We came here because we thought you would know something, Grandpa. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, yes, dear. Didn't we have a stone tablet? It had something about the relic carved into it. Ah, yes, we did have such a stone tablet. Now, where could I have put it away? Let me go look for it upstairs. It may take time, so please be patient. Well, we don't have a lot of time, lady. Come on, the world's under, like, potential world domination here. While she's looking, you might try gathering more information on Celebi, Rui. Go see an old man named Sinalor? He lives near the Pokemart down the hill. Sinalor is the authority when it comes to Celebi. That is, if he remembers. Pika. Alright, so we're looking for an old man named Sinalor. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But apparently he lives right by the Pokemart, so I think I actually know exactly who he's talking about. We actually visited him earlier on. We can kind of explore a little bit more around the house. We didn't really get a lot of time to do that before. Of course, they have a nice kitchen with a futuristic looking fridge. I love the way this thing looks. This looks like it was taken right out of the Jetsons or something. I'm not sure what the hell that even is, or Futurama or something. I'm not sure. We head upstairs. We can explore a little bit. We have a nice portrait of Torchic on the wall. They really love Torchic in this village. Sorry, dears. I still haven't found it. Now, where could I have put it? I'll be sure to find it. Just be patient, please. So she's still looking around. This could take years. We're not sure at this point. I guess we're kind of in an awkward position here. So what better time than to talk to that old man? Oh, where'd he go? Not that old man, but we're losing people left and right here. Pikachu's still there. Pikachu, do you know what happened to your trainer? Did he wander away? Did he get hungry and go to the fridge or something for a snack? Let's find out. Oh, there he is. Okay, he had me a little worried there. Go see an old man named Sinaloor. He's the authority when it comes to Celebi. That is, if he remembers. That's not the greatest news. But he actually lives in this house right here. And this is the guy right here. Ah, you're Eagun's beloved Torchic. No, wait. Who did you say you were? What's that? You wanted to ask me, Sinaloor, about Celebi? Have no fear, no problem. Forget something that important? That's not going to happen. Let me start with the relic in the relic forest. According to ancient lore, the relic is said to hold the power of time travel for Celebi. That mystical power is said to revive the most pleasant, most enjoyable memories of Pokemon. If only it worked on me and brought me back memories of my youth. Ho ho ho. Would you like to hear more? Sure. To meet Celebi directly, you must use an item called the Time Flute. That is all one needs to bring Celebi to the relic forest. Celebi will surely cause darkness to flee from the hearts of any Pokemon. Very useful. Okay. Good information there. My old pa, he remembers about Celebi a whole lot, but not much else. That's kind of sad, actually. I don't like to hear that. Back at Eagun's place. Ah, Rui, welcome home. I finally found the small tablet. That is a small tablet that has been passed down through our family over many generations. Examine it. Take a look at it. See what we got going on. Wes obtained the small tablet. There are words carved into the small tablet. Wes read the words. In Agate's mystic relic, Celebi's power shelters. A heart imprisoned by shadows, its last door shall be opened by the power within. The relic must have some effect on Shadow Pokémon. I will leave that for you to determine for yourselves. Pika Pika. Alright. I hope that small tablet is something useful to you. Oh, Wes, your PDA just rang. Oh, right. It might be Duking with some news. Quick, let's check it out. Go ahead and do that. See what we got here. Seems urgent. Emergency. That can't be good. Duking of Pyrite Town. Let's take a look at it. See what it says. Wes, we've got big trouble. I just got word from our people that Mount Battle's under attack by a mysterious group of thugs. Please, can you go help? We think it's the same group as the one Miror B belonged to. We're counting on you. Great. The trouble just doesn't stop, does it? Man, we are just busy bees at this point. What? Those crooks are loose on Mount Battle now? That's awful. We can't let this go on. Wes, let's go. Oh, wait. Grandpa, where is Mount Battle anyway? Mount Battle is to the northeast. You can see it in the distance once you leave the village. Hurry, Rui. Alright, so I guess we have some more trouble to take on in the next episode. So next time on Pokemon Colosseum, we're going to see what this trouble is at Mount Battle and I guess solve some more issues here in the world of Orre region. Until then, I will see you later.